When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won. At the set of sun, upon the heath, there to meet with Macbeth. And it is indeed sunset, and this is the moor, or in Shakespeare's time, the heath. This is a place of mystery, magic and folklore. These moors have stood here windswept and lonely for eternity, and it's a really good place for us to start looking at the next important scene. A really important scene. The moment that Macbeth returns to see the witches for a second time. Remember the opening of the play? The witches tell us that they're to meet with Macbeth on the heath. And this is no doubt the sort of dark and brooding place that Shakespeare wants his audience to have in their minds. A wild place, a place away from civilization and the order of the divine right of kings. A place where things on the margins of society can be deviant. Remember that at the time a play is set, and indeed written, people feared wild places in a way that we find difficult to connect with now. And so it is here that Macbeth returns once more to speak to the witches. This is the third and final appearance of the witches in the play. Now, remember we talked about the symbolism of the witches and the number 3. 3 is the magic number, the Christian Holy Trinity of the Father, the Son and the Holy Spirit, and the witches as an evil subversion of that idea. Keep in mind what's just happened to Macbeth. He's experienced a terrifying vision, the ghost of his best friend, the murdered Banquo, and he thinks he is losing his mind. Remember, he says blood will have blood. His escalating paranoia. He stated that his mind is full of scorpions. Please turn to page 46 in the text and listen to the witches manufacture an evil potion as they cast a spell in anticipation of Macbeth's arrival. The detailed slideshow is on Classroom to enable you to annotate in detail, but for now, just listen to their words and follow. Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed, thrice, and once the hedge pig whined. Harpier cries, "'Tis time, 'tis time." Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad, that under cold stone days and night has 31, sweltered venom, sleeping got, boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil of bake. Eye of newt, and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blindworm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn, cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, moor and gulf. Of the ravine sea shark, root of hemlock digged in the dark. Liver of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat and slips of yew, slivered in the moon's eclipse. Nose of Turk and Tartar's lips, finger of birth-strangled baby, ditch delivered by a drab. Make the gruel thick and slab. Add thereto a tiger's children, for the ingredients of our cauldron. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn, cauldron bubble. Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good. Notice how Shakespeare sets the scene. The pathetic fallacy of the thunder. The heavens are angry at this evil deed. And we see and hear the witches use a series of abominable ingredients, escalating in severity and repulsion. On line 1, we're told the striped cat is mewing. Witches have animal companions called familiars who are assisting in the casting of magic spells. We still see this in the stereotype of the witch and the black cat. Look at the list of ingredients, all associated initially with animals lower down the Elizabethan chain of being, far from God. Toad, adder, bat, lizard. Look at the repeated refrain, like a chorus in a song. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn, and cauldron bubble. Why has Shakespeare repeated these lines? I think it gives the scene a sense of ritual. The witches are formalising the process of their magic. It becomes an act of worship. Look at how the horror of the ingredients escalates. And from line 20, here the witches add human body parts, the liver of a Jew, who is blasphemous, the nose of a Turk. The most shocking ingredient of all is on line 30, when the witches add the finger of a baby strangled at birth by a prostitute. A drab is a slang word for a prostitute. Why does Shakespeare escalate to such horror? He clearly wants the audience to see the witches as truly evil. If Macbeth drinks this potion, it makes him a cannibal, breaking perhaps the greatest of all taboos. His level of evil depravity is escalated. There could be no turning back. Shakespeare does not confirm whether Macbeth drinks or not, and different directors have shown Macbeth drinking the potion, others that he has it smeared over his body. But the fact that Macbeth is now truly evil is shown to us on line 44. The witch can sense Macbeth's approach by a tingling in her fingers. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Macbeth has come a long way from Act 1, Scene 2. Brave, worthy Macbeth. He demands answers from them about his future, and they are happy to comply, happy to infect his mind with further poison. Look at line 62. Look at the imperatives. Remember, an imperative is a command. Speak, demand, will answer. This sounds like the first time they speak to Macbeth in a tripling, a triplication, when they hail him king. The evil potion is finally sealed on line 63, when they add the blood of a pig that has eaten her 9 babies, and the rank body fluids of a murderer, both images of the subversion of nature. Once Macbeth drinks the potion, he has a series of visions, and we'll look at that next time. Your task for the rest of this lesson is to use the slideshow to annotate the scene from up to where I discussed. Then, on the assignment shared with you, I want 2 or 3 PEA paragraphs about how Shakespeare presents the witches and Macbeth as evil in the opening of this scene. But there are clear instructions on Classroom. I'll see you next time.